Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and you guys are watching my channel segment called Sip It or Skip It. Really quick, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel, pull it off the shelf, do a quick review, and let you guys know if I'm going to sip it or skip it when the bottle's gone. If I'm going to keep sipping on it until the bottle's gone and buy it again, or once the bottle's gone, I'm going to move on to something else, skip buying it again. Hopefully that gives you guys a good idea. You would think after doing this for a while, I'd have that whole spiel down pretty good, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's spin the wheel and figure out what we're drinking today. All right, we got Peerless. I have two. This is just the normal Peerless. This is the Peerless Bourbon. I have a Peerless Double Oak as well. So let me pull this off the shelf, pour it, and let's do a quick review on it. All right, so here we go. This is the Peerless Bourbon. Now, it's been a while since I've had this one, and I do believe, just out of pure memory, I think this one had a really distinctive note to it. There was some sort of funkiness to this that kind of separated it from most of the bourbons that I've had before. Refreshing my memory, this looks like it's coming in at 109.8 proof. All the information for the whiskey is right here, along with my sip it and skip it tallies. Let's get this on the nose, see what we're dealing with. My initial nose, there is a burst of cherry. There's some sweetness in here, definitely some oak, some barrel char. I do get a little bit of a peppery note or a spice, but it seems to be more sweet than spice. Typical bourbons to me have a sweet note to it, vanilla, caramel, brown sugar, and sometimes a honey note, followed by a little bit of spice. Bourbons to me are more sweet than spice. This one is following along that same trajectory, but I'm not really getting the typical brown sugar or caramel notes. This is more of a sugary fruit, something like a cherry, a little bit of strawberry or raspberry, kind of like those red fruits. Let's get it on the palate. See if that cherry comes through on the palate as well. Thought my glass was dirty, but it's not. All right, here we go. All right, the cherry notes there, barrel char. The ABV is pretty good. My mouth is watering like crazy. There is a funky note in there. It's much different than other bourbons. I can't quite put a finger on it, but it's definitely different. Let's get that second sip down. Cherry and oak. I would say those are the two dominant notes that I'm getting on the nose and on the palate. It's actually pretty good. It's a lot better than I remember it being. And I think the story behind Peerless is during Prohibition, they were still producing alcohol or still producing whiskey, but they had it under a medicinal purposes, so they were still able to sell it with a doctor's note. I think that's the case. And if you guys know information about Peerless, let me know in the comments down below. If you had it before, let me know if this is a sip or a skip for you. If you like this information and you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you like this information, give me a like. Share this with somebody that's in the whiskey world that might get enjoyment out of it. Turn on that bell notification. I'm producing videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now. So if you want to be notified when a video goes live, turn that bell notification on. If you want, no big deal if you don't. All right, now on that one, I have a little bit of a butterscotch note. Cherries, butterscotch. But like I mentioned before, this is certainly a lot different, and it's presenting itself much different from the first time I had it. And I only had this one other time other than this, and it was very early in my whiskey journey. And I don't know if I've said this before in videos past, there are two different experiences that you get when you nose the whiskey. If you keep your mouth closed, you get different notes. When you keep your mouth open, it seems to circulate a little bit more and you get more out of it. Let's get that third sip down and then I'm gonna make my decision. Cherry and butterscotch and a little bit of spice in there. The ABV is rather nice. I gotta refresh my memory. I paid $86.99 for this in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, that changes a little bit. Initially, my idea was this is a sip. $86 might be a little bit too much for my palate at this point. It is a very good, well-rounded, overall good tasting bourbon. You do get some classic notes to it. I'm not getting the vanillas and the caramels, but I do get some butterscotch and cherry notes, and those are always really good. I do like the ABV. I like the barrel influence that I'm getting on the side of my tongue. That always gives me a tanninish kind of sting to it. There is no bitterness at all in this whatsoever. The finish is medium to long. So with all of that, it would be a sip, but because of the price, I don't think $86.99 is worth it to me. So unfortunately, even though I do like it, when this bottle is gone, it's gonna be a skip for me. So that's where I'm at with Peerless Bourbon. What do you guys think? Again, let me know in the comments down below. Do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And until the next time, enjoy your journey. We'll talk to you later. Bye.